This is Vrinda Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Wishing all of the devotees a happy Gaur Purnima. Yes, we celebrated yesterday, but India devotees are celebrating today. Hari Bol.
Very well, Mataji. Thank you so much. Wish you all a very happy Gaur Purnima too. Yes, hope you all had a very ecstatic evening yesterday. And yes, in India it is today. Thank you, Mataji, for reminding that. And welcome, Mataji. Welcome to today's session, and thank you for all your services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and the assembled devotees. This is Revati from Atlanta, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Revati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Mataji, for joining, and welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you for all your services. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Shashra Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasini Devadasi from Atlanta. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasini Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Mataji, for all your wonderful services, and welcome, Mataji, for today's session. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Bhakti Sangha Japa session. Today we have Caitanya Bhagavata class by Her Grace Radhika Kasturi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for giving your time and your very sweet association. We are waiting so eagerly to hear from you. Mataji, with your permission, can I read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today?
Please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, today's quote is, when the soul leaves this body, then what it is, it has no value, a lump of matter, just like a motor car. So long it is moving, it is worth 1 lakh. And so long it does not move, it is simply a lump of iron and copper and something. Who cares for it? It is thrown away. Same thing. The body has no value. It has value so long the soul is there. This was quoted by His Divine Grace at Delhi on March 25th, 1976. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Mataji, thank you so much for giving today's class. And Her Grace Radhika Kasturi Mataji will be talking on Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Khanda, 9th chapter, from texts 145 to 156. So we are eagerly waiting, Mataji, to hear from you. Please take over, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschayata Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahakana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. All right. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today's call. I really value your association. And thank you, Bhakti Sangha, for giving me this opportunity to speak Caitanya Bhagavat on this auspicious day, just after Gaur Purnima. I really feel that, it's Mahaprabhu's mercy and with Mahaprabhu's blessings, we can start Madhya Kanda today. Thank you, dear devotees. All right. So let's go to the verses for today, and then we will get into the commentary and translation. All right. So I think last class, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, His Grace Adi Gadadhar Prabhu happened to talk about Kolavicha Sridhar, how Mahaprabhu happened to talk about Kolavicha Sridhar's katha. And he's such a nice devotee, so much to learn from him, so many lessons that he has taught us through through his story. I think we all just have to imbibe that in the heart and then get into today's chapter. All right, let's go to today's verse, which is verse number 146 from chapter 9 of Madhya. चारी प्रकार रात्रि निद्र नहीं कृष्ण नामे सर्वरात्रि हरि बाले दीर्घहाल ahvane. He passed the entire night without sleep while loudly chanting the names of Krishna and Hari. By loudly chanting the names of Krishna throughout the night, Sridhara disturbed the villagers' peaceful sleep. As a result of the pure devotees' current preaching of the holy names, the godless literatures of this world become so disturbed by hearing the holy names vibrated by the mouths of the pure devotees of the Lord that being unable to express their inconvenience, they engaged in various forms of harassment. In order to deceive people and obtain material objects with a desire to gratify the senses, some of them earn their livelihood by reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, glorifying the topics of the Lord, or performing kirtan with expert in musical arrangement. However, easily detect their duplicity in the form of deceitfulness and mundane endeavors. The purpose of the devotees' kirtan is to feelingly address Krishna for the benefit of themselves and the godless human society, while the purpose of cheaters' kirtana is to gratify their own senses on the pretext of chanting of the holy names, giving lectures, reciting, and singing sweetly. So here, there is a difference between in the commentary, our Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, what is he saying? He's saying that there is obviously a difference. Even when you are going to recite or give Bhagavata Katha, there is definitely that differentiation. When it comes to pure devotees glorifying the lotus feet of the Lord, there is no any kind of objective selfishness in that. It is just to spread the holy names of the Lord. They want all the people in this world to be able to chant the glories of the holy names of the Lord, so all can go back to Godhead, right? And attain their own Swarupa. This is what the pure devotees want. There is no selfishness in it. But when it comes to mundane people who recite Bhagavatam, who also recite Bhagavatam, it is same Bhagavatam, but when it's coming from their mouth, it is just it is not serving any purpose because they are trying to gratify their own senses. It could be for money, it could be for gaining popularity, it could be for anything, but it is selfishness. So this is sort of the difference that is being clarified in the commentary of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Therefore, there is a difference of hell and heaven between the activities of the servants of the Supreme Lord and those that of lusty sense enjoyers. The word Dirghala means lengthy or drawn out. So this is sort of the commentary from the first verse. And now we will move on to the second verse. That is second verse meaning verse number 147 to 148. याते के पाषंडी बाले श्रीधर राधा के रात्रि निद्र नहीं जाई दुई कर्ण पाटे महाचाश भेटा भाटे पेटा नहीं भारे शुद्धाय व्याकुलहान रात्रि जागी मारे. All the atheists complain due to Sridhara's loud cries. We cannot sleep at night. Our ears are broken. He is a low-class fellow who cannot fill his own stomach. Being afflicted with hunger, he stays up all night. See, he doesn't eat his food because he doesn't have money to fill his belly. That is why he's shouting like this and disturbing everybody who are sleeping. This is sort of the remark that is given by the atheists. with this, the atheists are gaining so much offenses, right? Complaining about a pure devotee of the Lord is not a good idea. And through this, they are gaining so much offense. And because of this, they are going to get, they are not going to get Krishna's association or Krishna's servants' association for a very long period of time. So we need to be really careful, dear devotees, when it comes to devotees, how we talk with them, how we think about them, how we deal with them. All this is very important. It could be knowing or it could be unknowing. But any kind of interaction that we have with the devotee or any other person for that matter should be consciously watched out for. Did we do any mistake? Did we, I'm going to today talk about one of the pastimes of, His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj and his interaction with Sridhar Swami Maharaj. It's a beautiful pastime which kind of shows a lot of learning points for us. And through that, I'm thinking that we will be able to imbibe some of the lessons through their pastimes. So this is definitely there in store for our today's class, dear devotees. So this is sort of what is happening. Atheists are all complaining that Sridhara is making loud cries and they are not able to sleep. Okay. Now, a commentary by our Acharya Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Not understanding the actual purport of chanting the holy names, the atheist said, since poor Sridhara is unable to earn his livelihood, he is incapable of procuring his food and clothes. Because he has nothing to eat, therefore he is screaming loudly the whole night in order to disturb the Supreme Lord and break the peace of the ordinary people. See how they are misinterpreting. They are saying he's also disturbing the Supreme Lord. And even amongst the devotees community, some people, they have this misrepresentation. Oh, I'm chanting the holy names of the Lord this time and it's going to disturb the Lord. Even amongst devotees community, I'm able to see this misinterpretation that chanting the holy names of the Lord at different times is going to disturb the Lord. Never, dear devotees. Krishna is so pleased when we call out his holy name with love. And that love makes a big difference. When we call out his name, of course, people like me who don't have love, we call out the holy names. But still, we are aspiring for that love. So Krishna even takes that into consideration. At least she's aspiring, she's trying to get love by chanting the holy names of the Lord. So let's at least have the aspiration. If we don't really have that love, we long for that love. We just cry to Krishna, Krishna, I don't have any love for you. But just give me that love so I be able to chant the holy names of the Lord with love. This is sort of the mood a devotee should have. And again, when I say something, it's just preaching to myself first, my dear devotees, because I need to develop that mood of chanting the holy names of the Lord with love. And more we hear, more we do kirtan, more we will get that love towards chanting the holy names of the Lord. So this is a proven science. The more you engage in Krishna consciousness, the more you love Krishna. The more you start loving Krishna, even when you chant. So every process that we have in devotional service is definitely closely connected with each other. When you hear Krishna's stories all day, all night, then obviously when you wake up in the morning, you love to chant. That mood comes to you automatically. The more time you spend in Krishna consciousness, the more you will have the feeling of love towards Lord. Right? Anyways, so that's the second verse for today. And moving on to the third verse. Third verse meaning the verse number 149. Ei mata pashindi marai mandavali nija karya sidara kutahali. In this way, the atheists continued their blasphemy as Sridhara happily engaged in his own activities. Look at Sridhara, how happy he is. Is he bothered by criticism? Is he bothered by the atheists crying or shouting at him, saying, you are a useless fellow, you don't earn your livelihood, you don't have money, that's why you are chanting the holy names of the Lord? Is he really bothered about these words? No, because his world is completely different. Only a person who realizes that world will not be affected by material dualities, which is what is seen in Sridhara's case. Very, very nicely seen. The atheists are blaspheming on one end, and Sridhara is happily enjoying on the other end. If you look at people who have not got out of the dualities, they are going to obviously react to this. Oh, somebody is criticizing me. How they can criticize me? What right they have to criticize on me? Because they are in this world. They are situated in this world. Therefore, we react to dualities. When we are situated in a different world that is completely transcendental, how are we? This mundane material world is, they don't have any, they don't realize what the feeling of this material world is. So Sridhara is not able to understand this material world's feelings. No, he's in a different world altogether. That's why he's not even reacting to it. All right. So, anyways, the commentary by commentary by our Srila Acharya, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. What is he saying? Just as Gaurasundara's associate Sridhara did not pay attention to the ill statements of the foolish cheaters, and he did not refrain from preaching the holy names of Hari. When the servants of Sridhara are advancing in the pure devotional service of preaching the holy names, they should not pay attention when they are attacked in various ways by those who are intoxicated with material pride and who are averse to the service of the Lord. He's absolutely not at all affected by any kind of attacks that he's getting from various sides. These are people who have material pride and they are averse to the service of the Supreme Lord. But our Sridhara is very, very stable in preaching the message of the holy names of the Lord. So that's what is the commentary that is given by our Acharya Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Now, moving on to the next verse, which is verse number 150. Hari bali thaki te ye achaye Sridhara, nisha bhage prema yoge take ucheshwara. Sridhara continued loudly to call out the name of Hari with love throughout the night. Dear devotees, the most important point that we need to note is only a person with love can chant day in and day out. Of course, we do try. Okay, let's do so many rounds. But again, we are, I mean, at least from my state, I'm longing for that love. And when we chant with love, time is no constraint. There is no watch. We do not have to look at, oh, how many more minutes do I have to chant? Of course, sometimes when I'm rushing towards something, I mean, when I'm rushing towards work or be it other chores, I do watch the time when I chant because I'm running out on time. I sincerely pray that one day I do not check my time and keep chanting the holy names of the Lord. So, as I told you, this class is just an opportunity for me to preach to myself. And I really wish that I do not see the time sometimes. I really feel bad about it. When I have to see the clock and see, oh my God, I have such and such, so much time only to chant. I have to move forward with my material duties. It definitely is a hindrance, right, in the process of performing the devotional service. So I pray at this time that let that day come where I don't have to see time and I constantly be engaged in the lotus feet of the Lord. This is kind of the prayer, dear devotees. Kindly pray for me that I'm able to do this one day. And let that day not be very far. Okay. So this is the lesson that we learned from Sridhara. Continue to loudly chant the name of Hari day in and day out, all throughout the night. Okay, with love. All right. So this is 150. And now moving on to 151. अर्धपाद भक्तगण घील मात्र धान श्रीधरेर धाके शुने हथाई थकिया. As soon as the devotees got halfway there, they heard the loud cries of Sridhara. So they heard it, and for these verses, there are no commentary from our Acharya Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. दाकानुसारे गेला भागवत गान श्रीधरेर धारी लाल श्रीधरेर धारी दारिया इलथा कक्षाना. The devotees followed that sound and quickly found Sridhara. They quickly found, because they were able to hear him, they could identify where Sridhara was, and they quickly found Sridhara. Chala chala mahashaya prabhu dikagiya amara kritata hai toma parashiya. Oh Mahashaya, come and see the Lord. Let us become glorious by your touch. Shuniya prabhura nama Sridhara muchita anande vishwala hai padila bhumita. On hearing the Lord's name, Sridhara became overwhelmed with ecstasy and fell unconscious to the ground. Again, these are all symptoms of the pure devotees of the Lord. They, they, they see the Lord, they become unconscious. They hear Lord's name, they become unconscious. Because that's ecstasy for them. They are able to feel and they are able to have such feelings in them, which cannot be experienced or felt by a devotee who's not at that level. But at least we are able to understand, oh, yeah, these are the feelings that the pure devotees have. And this is where I need to reach. At least we have our acharyas trying to tell us, see, this path is glorious. This path is amazing. This path is blissful. Just go on, catch tight, and hold this process very strongly, very firmly. Come, there may be distractions. Come, there may be times where you're not able to hold it tightly. But be in the association of devotees and hold this very nicely so that you're not able to fall through the cracks, whatever may happen. This is very important, dear devotees. We need to stand by in the association of devotees. So we are tightly holding on to this process of Krishna consciousness, be it trouble, be it happiness. Either ways, we are holding on to this rope very lightly. This process is very, very important. There may be times where we are tested. At that time, if we do not have the strong faith in us, then we are going to go away slowly, slowly, slowly. So really, it's important that we stay in the association of devotees, hear Krishna Katha, and somehow pray to Krishna that we need to be in this path always. All right? That's the lesson. Ativyate bhakta ghana laila tulya vishwambhara ginila alagha kariya. The devotees quickly picked him up and carefully brought him before Vishwambara. So, very gently, without pressure, he was brought before Vishwambara. So, this is verse number 155. So, this is sort of what is going on with Sridhara and his feelings and how he's chanting the names of the Lord with his loud cries. All this is being described in our verses from Caitanya Bhagavata. Now, dear devotees, as you all can see, this verse is more so talking about the importance of chanting the glories of the holy names of the Lord. And specifically, it is quoting our pure devotees' feelings, how they chant, and with ecstasy, how they feel. This is sort of what we have learned from Madhya Kanta. Now, let's go and look at some of what is being talked about in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then I'm going to quote a pastime of His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj, pastime with Sridhar Swami. So this is sort of what we are going to see in the next half hour. All right, dear devotees, without any further overdue, we will get started with some portions of Srimad Bhagavatam that talk about importance of reciting the holy names of the Lord. Okay, now moving on. So there is this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam which says, oh, how glorious are those whose tongues are chanting the holy names, even if born in the family of dog eaters. Such persons are worshipable persons who chant the holy names of your lordship, and they must be executing all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices to be able to chant the holy names of the lordship. They must have bathed in the holy places of pilgrimage, studied Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. So, this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam is often quoted by Srila Prabhupada to establish the fact that becoming advanced in spiritual life is not a question of birthright, but it's a question of accepting the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And oftentimes, Prabhupada's preaching activities, he was criticized. Actually, one who teaches pure devotional principle, he goes criticized by certain class of men. As we see here, we have Sridhara who was chanting the holy names of the Lord with pure love, and he was criticized by the atheists, right? And Prabhupada explains that he was criticized especially by the parents of his disciples because he was liberating them from the clutches of material life. So this this is sort of what he went through. When disciples used to come to him, the devotees' parents, disciples' parents, they were often unhappy. And Prabhupada was criticized by the parents because his disciples were pulled into this process of Krishna conscious movement where they were chanting day in and day out, preaching, going from place to place, distributing books, building temples. Their parents were like, where is your livelihood? You're not making money. What about money? Money is important, right? So there is definitely that distinction that we need to understand here. We are talking about pure devotees of the Lord. They have a certain goal, and that goal is the ultimate goal. And here we have the materialists. They have some short-term goals, which are all temporary goals. Yes, earning money, becoming a CEO, all this is there, but it's all going to come to an end. They are not permanent goals. Our permanent goal is to serve Krishna always. And this is what Bhagavatam teaches as the ultimate goal. Now, coming back, there is, I was just, I'm going to quote this specifically from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj's lecture, where he was talking about the story of great Prajapati Daksha and the curse Narada Muni got from Daksha Prajapati. So Prabhupada tells in one of his purport in Srimad Bhagavatam that how great Prajapati Daksha had many children. They were all male children, right? And they were all religious people. He sent all his children to a holy pilgrimage to do what? To do austerities and penances for a long time so that they can get themselves purified and then they can get married, have a nice material life, procreate many, many, many children throughout the world. So these children, they went there to the holy pilgrimages, they performed the austerities, they performed their penances with this purpose in mind. Okay, this is what my father has told me, I should do it and then get married, procreate children. This is what sort of what they had in mind, at least from Daksha Prajapati, their father. At that time, what happened was great sage Narada Muni happened to appear on the scene. As always, his appearance is very, very auspicious. And he told them, oh, you guys, you're all performing penance and austerities just to have a lot of sex and procreate children and live in this material world? Oh my God, what are you guys doing? This is not the highest thing, my dear. This is definitely not the highest thing. The highest thing in this world is to chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant the holy names of the Lord and surrender on to Krishna. Go back to Godhead. This is what is the ultimate goal, my dear kids. So he convinced them, you accept this vow of renunciation. And when you accept this vow of renunciation and chant the holy names of the Lord and preach Lord's name throughout the world. This is what you should do, my dear kids. So he told Daksha Prajapati's sons that this is what you need to do. And what happened to Daksha then? Daksha found out about this. He became very, very upset. So he figured out, the only thing I can do is I have to beget more children. And he was expecting them to carry out his good name and fame in this world. So this is what this is what happened to him, and he created more, and they were then asked to perform austerities and penances. So like this, obviously Daksha was not happy with this proposal. Okay, I'm procreating children. We have Narada Muni intervening, and he's coming and telling them, oh, you know what? The highest goal in life is to just chant the holy names of the Lord and go back to Godhead. So Daksha became very angry. What is this Narada Muni doing? He approached Narada Muni. He said, Narada Muni, you're not a bona fide devotee. You're a bogus man. You're definitely not doing the right thing. And he cursed Narada Muni. He said, I curse you because you have ruined my family life. You have ruined my children's ability to carry my good name and fame. And I curse you that you'll never be able to sit in one place. You'll always be on the move. So, of course, Narada Muni took this as a great blessing. And Prabhupada explains that he came into this Western world, and many young boys and girls, they gave up this materialistic form of life. And what did they do? They started to teach. They took the teachings of Narada Muni, and now they are just simply engrossed in what? Sense gratification? No, no. They are engrossed in glorifying the holy names of the Lord and purifying the society. So, but he said, in the process of doing, so many parents are like Daksha. They become very, very angry at Srila Prabhupada. And they have cursed Srila Prabhupada to be never able to sit down in one place. That he says he's moving from one place to another to preach the glories of the holy names of the Lord. But Prabhupada explains that I'm very, very anxious to finish writing Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literatures. And therefore, he's telling, I humbly request all my disciples to accept this curse upon their head so that I can settle down and continue my writing. So he wants all the devotees to go on the move to preach the holy names of the Lord, to preach Krishna Katha, to spread Bhagavatam, to spread other Vedic literatures. So he be able to write literatures for us. This is sort of narration that I really loved from Srila His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. It was very nice the way he presented this whole subject matter. Anyways, so dear devotees, we really need to understand what this purpose of life is meant to be. And again, we need reminders of this because our material world is so attractive, so many things to do, and we forget ourselves sometimes who we are. We are servants of the Lord, but we identify ourselves with the body and mind and think that, what we do is right, when eventually what we do might not be the right thing all the time. So more to come. And then as far as Srimad Bhagavatam goes, on a spiritual platform, anything anyone does in Krishna consciousness, it is eternally there for our benefit. We know this verse from Bhagavad Gita, Nega Bhikramanasusti Pratyavayona Vidyate. So Prabhupada explains, if you become 10% Krishna consciousness in this life, then we begin our life with 11% next time. If we become 90%, then we begin at 91%. So only by sacrificing the fruits of the activities to Lord Krishna, karmarpanam, right? That's a very beginning stage of Krishna consciousness where you are not able to devote your time 24 hours, but what you do in terms of material works, you offer that to the Lord. And of course, when Srila Prabhupada was in India, there was a certain class of proud people, puffed up people who are of high birth who criticized Srila Prabhupada. That you are taking the Malachas and the Yavanas, the low class non-Aryans, you are giving them the sacred threads and teaching them the sacred mantras. So Prabhupada used to defeat their useless argument that spiritual life is not a question of material qualification. It is simply a question of, oh, is this person willing to receive the mercy of the Lord within his heart? For us to be able to receive the mercy of the Lord in our heart, kindly, dear devotees, we should just not offend anybody. That is the main thing. When we are going on offending back, left and right, dear devotees, we are not going to be able to get the mercy of pure devotees or mercy of Lord Krishna. This is a very, very important lesson. I don't want anybody to go through this, make mistakes, and then learn. Let's learn from hearing Krishna Katha. Because some people hear by learning or some people hear and they learn it. Some people have to experience to learn it. Experience meaning, oh, I offended a devotee, get a repercussion, and then learn from that. No. Let's try to hear and understand. Devotees are very close to Krishna's heart. And whenever you're trying to obviously offend a devotee, either knowingly or unknowingly, it is going to take the mercy away from pure devotee. It is going to take away the mercy from Krishna. Please, dear devotees, let's all take this very seriously. Very, very important. Just don't judge them by anything. They may not seem the what you see can't be true, right? There are so many stories. See, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, there are many such instances where you see someone and then judge. No, that's something that we should avoid. Definitely not for us, because in their heart they may be chanting the names of the Lord very, very deeply. So, this is the point. One who agrees to receive the mercy of the Lord within the heart. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my son. In the times of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur was persecuted by the Brahmanas for chanting, right? And he was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And these Brahmanas had arrested him, imprisoned him, beaten him severely with whips, because they could not obviously understand him. So, meaning he was a Muslim and he was chanting this name. So, nobody could understand what sort of person he was. But again, only a pure devotee can recognize another pure devotee. So, when we are not at that level, let's not judge anybody and commit that aparadh and obviously not get the mercy from the Lord or the pure devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He accepted Haridas Thakur as his confidential associate. And Advaita Acharya was the leader, leader meaning leader of the class of saintly persons of Shantipur in Navadvip. He recognized Haridas Thakur as the foremost of all saints. When he performed the Shraddha ceremony, it is expected that the first remnant is given to an elevated person. But he gave that to Haridas Thakur, who is born in the class of Mohammedans, who's considered by self-righteous Brahmanas as an outcast. So a devotee of the Lord is just simply concerned about pleasing Lord Krishna and his devotees. He's not concerned with all these atheistic people or materialistic people who have materialistic desires. No, not at all. Like Kolaveche Sridhar, he was not affected by anything that was going on with the atheists. Nothing bothered him. Likewise, Haridas Thakur, we see, yes, so many things happened to him, but his motive was to please the holy, please Lord Krishna and please the devotees. That was their motive. They always stand by this principle. If you please Krishna, your life is perfect. So Haridas Thakur used to travel from place to place all over the Bengal, and he would preach the glories of chanting the holy names of the Lord to everyone he would meet. He was so dear to the Lord. Upon leaving the body, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wept and cried for him. This is the story that we hear from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Haridas Thakur was old, and one day he was laying in the room, and because of seniority in age, sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servant would bring him prasad. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought him prasad and Haridas Thakur was lying on the ground. He told, today I will not eat because I have not finished my regulated chanting of 300,000 names of Krishna. So I must fast. So Govinda went back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, told the condition of Haridas Thakur. So Chaitanya immediately went to the home of Haridas Thakur. He lived in a little hut near Jagannath temple. And he said, my dear Haridas, you have already liberated the entire universe by your pure example. You have already perfected your life. You have attained the highest stage of love for Krishna. There is no need for you to perform this righteous austerity of chanting so many names of Krishna or so many names of the holy names of the Lord at this old age. So Haridas Thakur's reply was, I ask only one thing from you. Please fulfill my request. Whatever you desire, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishna must fulfill it. I know very soon you will be, bringing a final chapter to the earthly pastimes. And it's too painful for me to even conceive this. Therefore, please take your lotus feet and let me place them upon my heart and my eyes be fixed on a moonlight face of yours, and my lips let it utter, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, please take my life from this body, because you're going to go away soon, and and take me away. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he began to cry. My dear Haridas, you are everything. That is the meaning for me in this world. How will I live without you? And Haridas Thakur, he said, my dear Lord, don't say these fanciful words, please. I'm nothing. I'm just an insect. An ant dies in this world. What significance does it have? Who cares about when the ant leaves this world? Then Lord, in simultaneously sad and happy mood, left the place. The next day, Lord brought all the devotees to the place of Haridas Thakur. Ramanandra, Swarupa, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, all the devotees were brought to the place of Haridas Thakur. And on the way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he began to talk about the glories of Haridas Thakur with such enthusiasm that it appeared to everyone as if he has 5 mouths. Imagine, dear devotees, when we are so enthusiastic, when we have some great news to share, we are really enthusiastic, and that's shown in our face, and we are expressive about it. And similarly here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after having this conversation with Haridas Thakur, he felt, oh my God, I have to bring all devotees together and I must show the glory of Haridas. And when he expressed the glories of Haridas, it was like as if he was speaking with 5 mouths. Imagine that feeling. How it is genuine, it is pure, right? It is not anybody is trying to fake anything here, right? Everything here is pure. When I talk about pure, so nowadays I've started to realize how impure I am. Because I'm unable to understand how pure devotees are able to chant purely, pure devotees are able to speak purely. When it comes to talking Krishna Katha, or when it comes to praising devotees, everything is so pure, dear devotees. That feeling is something that we must aspire for. And we have to be conscious of how we are. Are we genuine? Are we trying to just say it so that devotee is happy? Or is it genuine coming from the heart? This is something that we need to watch out for. If it is not genuine, then at least we should have that feeling that it is not genuine inside our heart, and then try to cultivate the feeling by praying to Krishna. Krishna, you know what? My feeling towards this devotee is not genuine. It is just coming from my lips, but it's not coming from my heart. Kindly purify me so that I'm able to really understand his. Because why it is not genuine, we need to understand and ask ourselves this question. That is because maybe there is a tinge of envy in our heart. There is a tinge of pride in our heart. Or maybe there is something else in the heart that blocks us from giving that genuine feeling to the devotee. But again, from the lips, it's coming out. Okay, at least to that extent, it is good. But furthermore, refinement is needed in our heart, which is what we should identify, dear devotees. Every step that we take in this material world, we need to be conscious. This is Krishna consciousness. Consciousness is what is that's what is important. How is our consciousness every time we do a particular act? Is it genuine? Is it pure? It is impure? Is it tinged with a feeling of pride, envy, whatever? How am I to refine that? If we have this mood, then we can definitely improve in each step. This is a learning lesson for me, and hence I wanted to share this tip with all of you so that you also introspect yourself. All right. And they began chanting the holy names. With we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is having this conversation with his dear devotees, and all of them began to chant with great ecstasy. And then Haridas Thakur laid down and he took the feet of Lord, placed it on his heart, gazed with his eyes like bumblebees, unblinking the golden moon-like face of Gaurang Mahaprabhu. And on his lips, he recited over and over again, Sri Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya. And at that moment, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his causeless mercy, sent the soul of Haridas Thakur back to the spiritual world. Mahaprabhu then wept in ecstasy and lifted the body of Haridas Thakur, put on his lap and began to dance with great ecstatic emotions. And then Mahaprabhu carried the palanquin to the bench of Haridas, body of Haridas Thakur with his own hands and with the hands of his devotees. He dug a grave and he began to decorate the body with the flowers and different remnants of Lord Jagannath. And then Lord, with his own hands, filled the grave with the sand. They bathed in the ocean and came back to Puri. And Mahaprabhu then went from shop to shop, store to store with his garment and begged people, please offer me some vegetables and fruits so that I can make this wonderful feast for Haridas Thakur. And they all had a great celebration. Lord Chaitanya would never let anyone stop eating unless they were full to their neck with prasad. And then at the end, he began to call out with transcendental devotion that the crown jewel of this entire universe, Srila Haridas Thakur, has left this body today and he has gone to Krishna. This is our great misfortune. Whoever, he said, whoever even thinks of Haridas Thakur, whoever even remembers this incident, whoever was there to even take prasad, and whoever was there saw the transcendental ceremony of the lost rites of Haridas Thakur is certain to attain the love of Godhead. Then Chaitanya began to call out from his own mouth and requested devotees to respond. All glories to Srila Haridas Thakur. All glories to Srila Haridas Thakur. And although Haridas Thakur was criticized by the Smarta Brahmanas for being a low-class Aryan Melacha, in the eyes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was the most dear. He was always, why he was dear? Because he was always chanting the holy names of the Lord with love. That is why he was most dear to the Lord, right? So this is what we learned from Haridas Thakur. I mean, whenever we say chanting, we have to talk about Haridas Thakur, isn't it? Without Haridas Thakur, the story will never be complete because he is the epitome of chanting the glories of the holy names of the Lord. There is so much that we can learn from Haridas Thakur, how his mood was, how he was able to chant, because there was no offense in his heart. He was able to chant day in and day out, so many rounds. That is the secret to success, just being offenseless and just having only one goal in life, that is just serving the Lord. If we have these things, at least to start off, then we are in the right track. Anyways, whenever chanting comes, I think we have to talk about Haridas Thakur, his glories, and I'm glad that we spoke today. And now, as I told you, we have only 15 minutes left. And this pastime of His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj with for His Holiness Sridhar Swami Maharaj, it's a very, very long story. I don't know how to even cut short that. Meaning, there are so many good instances and good moments that His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj felt with his interaction with Sridhar Swami Maharaj. So I don't know what I will be quoting for today, but let's take a few instances, at least see and relish, dear devotees. I know we have 15 more minutes. I don't want to keep you all holding for a long time. So let's get started with this beautiful interaction that is happening between the two Maharajas, great Maharajas, I would say. Yeah. Maharaj, he describes, His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj is explaining this he just narrates about this pastime. He says, Sridhar Swami Maharaj led one of the programs called Life Membership Teams in Bombay, it seems. And there he was, there Sridhar Swami Maharaj was a membership director. And he used to be so confident in his role that Sridhar Swami Maharaj became the temple president, and then he started cultivating all the important people to join this leadership membership. I mean, to join this life membership programs. So this is what when it comes to motivation and preaching and interacting with all the devotees in the Bombay area, Maharaj played a very, very important role, it seems. We all know in India, Srila Prabhupada had introduced this life membership program. And this membership program, he said that someone is making a member, then what is going to happen to him is it's going to make him a good devotee. So he introduced this program like as if a way to distribute books. So if someone became a life member by paying a certain subscription, he would get a good set of books, and then he would also get back to Godhead magazine. This is eventually Sridhar Swami Maharaj picked up on that, and he started cultivating a lot of important people in Bombay to join this life membership program. And then Maharaj talks about how Sridhar Swami Maharaj was engaged in various activities. After that, he talks about some of the vivid memories that he had with Maharaj. Like, he says that Prabhupada named 11 disciples to initiate devotees on his behalf while he was still alive. And after he left, the same disciples, they used to continue to initiate. So slowly, then people were given responsibility, beginning with three others. So first 11 people were there, and then three others were given that responsibility. He's mentioning Sridhar Swami Maharaj was not one of those first to initiate, but even one of the early ones to be added. Because the movement was so restrictive, there were only three disciples who had that opportunity to initiate. And in time, he mentioned that Sridhar Swami Maharaj was also given the responsibility to initiate disciples, and he took this duty very, very seriously. He says that he was very sincere. In his first initiation ceremony in Jugu, he gave Harina to a devotee from Croteria, and Maharaj named him Mayapur Das and instructed him to be the servant of Mayapur. Right up to the end, Maharaj was very sincere in his duties to his disciple and his care and affection for them. It looks like Maharaj is expressing Sridhar Swami Maharaj's glories. He really loved all his devotees, and he served all the devotees with love and care. And this is one of the incredible traits, he says. And he has universal care for others. He was like an ocean of love. So this all comes only when you chant so deeply, isn't it? And that's what is being exhibited by Sridhar Swami Maharaj. And we have His Holiness Giridhar Swami Maharaj praising Sridhar Swami Maharaj. There are some beautiful instances, dear devotees, which I would like to quote, in some time. And then Maharaj is talking about Kartik in 1999. Sridhar Swami Maharaj and Giriraj Swami Maharaj both went to Vrindavan. And one morning, when they went to Vrindavan at Govardhan, they happened to meet His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj and chose a Govardhan Shila to worship. Indradyumna Maharaj, he happened to place the two Shilas next to each other and asked, who do these Shilas look like? They look like Radha and Krishna, like that our Giriraj Swami Maharaj said. And then Indradyumna Swami Maharaj gave the deity of Gopeshwar Mahadev, and he gave to Giriraj Swami Maharaj. And then he gave Sridhar Swami Maharaj the Shilas of Nrsimhadev and Varahadev. And earlier, Indradyumna Maharaj told Sridhar Swami Maharaj, I will have something for you when you come to Govardhan. And Sridhar Swami Maharaj was a great devotee of Lord Nrsimhadev. So next day, our Indradyumna Swami Maharaj took Sridhar Swami Maharaj to Loi Bazaar in Vrindavan. He got the paraphernalia for worship. They spent the whole day in various shops looking for the right items for the deities, bargaining with the different merchants there. And finally, they became satisfied that we could do some worship to our worshipable lords. And besides, they were all hungry and they returned to Krishna Balaram Mandir. So during the same stay in Vrindavan, Giriraj Swami Maharaj and Sridhar Swami Maharaj did Govardhan Parikrama together, followed by a group of devotees. Then they had a wonderful Krishna Katha all around Govardhan Hill. And both of them, although they were ill, they did the full parikrama in barefoot, in hot sun, dear devotees. And only after that, they took a little bit of prasad at the Bhaktivedanta ashram. Again, why I'm quoting this is because see how the devotees, they happen to go to each and every shop, collected whatever they want for the worshipable lordships, how they were enjoying that shopping. I mean, if you look at me, I don't know, I can tell you I don't have time for shop because of my materialistic engagements. But unfortunately, if I were given that opportunity to shop, probably I would shop for some low-key items again, from a materialistic point of view. But look at these devotees. They are shopping for Krishna. They are shopping to, worship Krishna. Such love and care. And they spent a lot of time just picking the right thing for Krishna. And at the end, they did parikrama. How did they do parikrama? With barefoot in the sun. And afterwards, a little bit of prasad. And look at their health condition. They were not all good. They were ill. And then suddenly what happened? Within a month, both Giriraj Swami Maharaj and Sridhar Swami Maharaj were in the hospital. And Sridhar Swami Maharaj specifically in coma from hepatitis C. And he was on the verge of heart attack, about to have a cardiac bypass surgery. And and Sridhar Swami Maharaj, he's praising the power of parikrama. He's saying, oh, the power of parikrama is such that that actually put us both in the hospital so quickly. The only reason, he's saying, the only reason I went all the way around was to keep up with you. See, you are here with me. Devotee Association is here with me, even in the hospital. And our Giriraj Swami Maharaj is telling, I went all the way around just to keep up with you. This is our relationship. This is the mercy of Giri Govardhan. So this is how the devotees are interacting, even when in the stage of coma. One is having hepatitis C, with the verge of heart attack, another one is laying on the bed. But what are they talking about? What is the subject matter of discussion? Subject matter is Krishna. You are there, and devotees association is so powerful. That is what is keeping them together to talk about Krishna, to remember Krishna. Everything is not happening by chance. Krishna is the controller. So Maharaj, he has been diagnosed with hepatitis C 2 years earlier. He had some liver condition as well. And after Kartik, our Sridhar Swami Maharaj's condition deteriorated. And so he was not keeping well at all. So he had to go to Bombay for some visits, attend Bhakti Vedanta Hospital, and so many things was going on. And so many of his close friends, like Tamal Krishna, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Swami Goswami Maharaj, Keshav Bharati Maharaj, Giriraj Swami Maharaj, all of them, they came from Vrindavan to visit Sridhar Swami Maharaj in the hospital. So much caring, affection each of these devotees had for Sridhar Swami Maharaj. And then, so he always appreciated Maharaj, Sridhar Swami Maharaj, because they came, he appreciated his god brothers. He appreciated how much he wanted their association. He's saying, oh, you know what? My god brothers are my life. As a humble Vaishnava, he felt so dependent on him. Even this is, please help me. He's telling the devotees, please help me to chant the holy names of the Lord. He was always very humble. Eventually, Maharaj was discharged from the hospital, and then there came to a point where he said, I need to preach. I want to preach. Maharaj stayed in somebody's flat, and he would meet devotees there, and then he would start to preach there also, even though his health condition was not great. And then after his coma and everything, Maharaj, he wanted to travel. And travel was never a good idea because his condition was not good from a medical point of view to travel. I was thinking about His Holiness Bhaktichari Swami Maharaj. How, because of the desire to preach, they wanted to travel. And similar is the case of His Holiness Sridhar Swami Maharaj. He wanted to travel just to preach. So when he started to travel, his first stop was Carpinteria. That is where our Giriraj Swami Maharaj has his ashram. So he stopped there. They took time to catch up on a lot of things. They spoke to each other. When Giriraj Swami Maharaj happened to see Sridhar Swami Maharaj, he was very shocked. Because he's already sick. He was caught in flu. There was so many things. Why is he traveling like that? He thought to himself. Some devotees, they even said, oh, he should not even have traveled. But again, in retrospect, devotees travel to preach in spite of their sickness. And his desire to preach and serve was so strong that he risked his life to come and visit me, says Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So they spent together, they had a strict diet, and then, they had some conversations. After that, this is something that I want to really talk about, dear devotees. With this, I will conclude maybe a small portion where, Maharaj was very sick, as you all could understand. But again, there are some disciples that Maharaj felt that they did. See, there are some disciples who did not have second initiation. So Maharaj, in his condition, he decided to initiate them. Because of his disease, his brain did not function properly. The toxins had gone to his brain, and he had to take some painkiller, which is prescribed by the doctor. And then he said, okay, I'll give second initiation, but I have to give all these guys at the same time. There were five devotees, and all of them I have to give at the same time, the second initiation. But when he began to recite Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhur, like that, he could not remember the next word. So he asked, oh, what is the next? What is the next? And somebody pronounced. Maharaj could not remember the next word, even when they were uttering, because he became so exhausted. The toxins were entering his brain, and he couldn't recite the mantras for second initiation. Then Sridhar Swami Maharaj, from nowhere, he started telling the devotees, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam. We do not need Gayatri Mantra. Hari Nama is enough. Then he started quoting this text, Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama eva kevalam khalam nashteva gatiranyata. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the glories of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. So, in the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. They sing the holy names of Lord Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he's Krishna himself. He's accompanied by his associates. He's accompanied by the servants, weapons, and confidential companions. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Right? So, Maharaj, you are perfectly quoting all the verses. They were like astonished. Maharaj was quoting Krishna Varnam, Tusha Krishna. All this he's quoting. And all the disciples were like, oh, you had quoted all these verses in glorification of the holy name. And Indradyumna Maharaj was there. He also said, exclaimed, Maharaj, you are perfectly quoting all these verses about holy names, but you cannot remember Gayatri Mantra? Sridhar Swami Maharaj explained, the Gayatri Mantra is just meant to assist us in chanting the holy name. The real thing is chanting the holy name. The Gayatri Mantra, you know what Sridhar Swami Maharaj is telling? It supports it. So just helps us to become purified. So we can chant the holy name. This is what Gayatri Mantra is helping with. It is helping us to become purified so we can be able to chant the holy name. And, I was really taken aback by this incident when he started to initiate his second disciples all at once. The conversations that were happening, how he forgot Gayatri Mantra, and how he was able to quote all the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam with regards to the glories of the holy names of the Lord, how everybody were so astonished in spite of this deteriorating condition of the brain not working, how Maharaj was able to speak and glorify, chanting of the glories of the holy names of the Lord. And this is being told by our, His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So many instances where he's praising Sridhar Swami Maharaj for his activities. This is what devotee association is, genuinely praising. Oh yes, see Maharaj, how glorious he is. So many instances, dear devotees, but again, I really don't want to, obviously go that route of talking more. But again, there was one other incident, and with this, I will stop. A few days before Gaur Purnima, Indradyumna Maharaj came to see Sridhar Swami Maharaj to say farewell. At Maharaj's room, he met Mayapur Das, who told him Maharaj is in the shower. From inside, Sridhar Swami Maharaj overheard the talk and shouted, "Oh, Indy! Is that Indy?" He used to call Indradyumna Swami Maharaj as Indy, short for Indiana Jones, because Indradyumna Maharaj is such an adventurous preacher. When somebody really loves and is proud of you, he shows all. Even that's what friends are for, right? Sridhar Swami Maharaj would show off Indradyumna Swami Maharaj to people who came into his room saying, "This is our Indiana Jones. He's a real thing. He's a real creature," like that. Indi, is that you? He called out. Yes, Maharaj. Come on in. But Maharaj is in the shower. So what? Come on in. Indradyumna Swami Maharaj went in, and there was Maharaj without any cover. Don't worry about it. You know what? We are not bodies. So you are free to come in. Indradyumna Maharaj was choked up because he was feeling he would never see Maharaj again. But Maharaj said, I've come to say goodbye. And Sridhar Swami Maharaj said, don't say goodbye. Indradyumna Swami Maharaj said, may I never see you again in this life. I don't know. Sridhar Swami Maharaj responded, don't you know that old song? And then he sang some old song which goes like this: Happy trails to you until we meet again. And Indradyumna Maharaj said, okay, Indradyumna, especially for Indradyumna Maharaj, happy trails because his trails take him all over the world. So Sridhar Swami wishes that let's be happy until we meet again. So with this, that conversation ended. And Maharaj, Rita Swami Maharaj says, I'll cherish discussing about these talks and conversations I have with Sridhar Swami Maharaj over and over, and I will imbibe the lessons that contain in it for the rest of my life. Imagine, dear devotees, the depth of the conversation is just not superficial. It has gone deep into somebody's heart. And that's why I thought of bringing just a few snippets of their interaction so that it goes into our heart as well. And how deep it goes depends upon the blessings of the pure devotees. With this, we will conclude our discussion of Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Chapter 9. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. All glories to all our acharyas and all glories to all our Maharajas who are helping us in this process of Krishna consciousness by showing us examples of how we should be as devotees, real devotees. Dear devotees. Thank you, dear devotees, again for your time today. I know it's a Monday morning, but I really appreciate each one's sincerity in listening to this Krishna Katha. Hope I did justice. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Gauranga. And thank you, Bhakti Vilasni Mataji, for giving me this opportunity on this auspicious day, especially after Gaur Purnima, just after Gaur Purnima. Really feel blessed because I feel as if it's an opportunity that Mahaprabhu has given me personally. I take it to my heart. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta vrind ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radhika Kasturi Mataji, what a beautiful class. You covered all the verses. You spoke over the glories of the holy names. You invoked Haridas Thakur and spoke these beautiful pastimes of Sridhar Maharaj and Giriraj Swami with Indradyumna Swami. Beautiful class, Mataji, and your involvement was very contagious. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the call and inspiring all of us. Very, very grateful. Hare Krishna. Beautiful.
Thank you always, Mataji, for encouraging me and making me to be able to speak Krishna Katha. Anything I speak, I have to tell Preeti Vilasni Mataji is the reason for I'm able to speak. So I'm indebted to her always. Thank you.
All glories to Guru and Gauranga Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Radhika Kasturi Mataji. Beautiful, beautiful class. Thank you so much, Mataji. You touched so many topics, as Mataji was saying. Very grateful to you, Mataji. It's always so nice to hear about our acharyas. They're setting example. They're living by example. And thank you for glorifying them. And thank you for glorifying them on the next day to Gaur Purnima. So, Mataji, do you have time, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Chinmay Mataji. Hare Krishna, Radhika Kasturi Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very, very beautiful class, Mataji. Thank you so much for saying the importance of being in association of devotees and not to offense the devotees. Offense of devotees will take us nowhere in Krishna consciousness. And also, you had in the beginning, you talked about how you have to have love for Krishna. If you're not having love for Krishna, then speaking of Bhagavatam will not have any use for devotees or the person who is speaking. Very beautiful, Mataji. I really like the last pastimes that you shared about conversations between Indradimna Swami Maharaj, Giriraj Swami Maharaj, and Sridhar Swami Maharaj. That pastimes are so beautiful. It explains how glorious devotees are, and all our Guru Vargas. They are so dedicated to Srila Prabhupada. That's why they could be so glorious in their life also. So our duty is to be dedicate ourselves to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas, so then we can also give this love to of Krishna to everyone and be set an example for coming devotees in our life, Mataji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you. And this is a gift from you. I don't know if you're able to see the kurta that I'm wearing.
I
Thank
was
you for
thinking,
that.
I was about to message you. Oh, thank you so much,
You know,
Mataji.
I've been procrastinating for a long time, but this shows datati pratigrihnati guhyamakyati prachati bhungte bhojete che. So I was just remembering that verse when you gave this. Thank you so much for your love and affection always.
Thank
It's
you,
our Bhakti
Mataji.
Sangha uniform, I would say.
Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for
Hare
wearing it.
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, making us feel so special. Yeah.
Truly.
Really nice of her. So nice of her to gift
So
each
true,
one.
Mataji. I wanted to let all the devotees know that our Vinita Kantrikyam Mataji, she has got each and every devotee a set of kurta that we could wear. And this shows unity amongst the Bhakti Sangha devotees. But she has not even left one devotee, I would say. This shows how her heart is and so much love she has for each and every devotee. And she made sure to ship it to all of them. It's absolutely something that I need to strive for as or aspire for.
Very true, Mataji. And custom made also. She got it
Custom.
altered according to our sizes.
My God.
Yeah, she's gone to such extent.
All
Yes,
glories
thank
to
you,
Srila
Mataji.
Prabhupada Mataji, all glories to your wonderful services to Bhakti Sangha and your friendship. That is what we are going. I'm able to go into deeper into Krishna consciousness because of all of you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very well, Mataji. Thank you. Vrinda Gopika Mataji wants to talk, Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा जी कस्तूरी माता जी कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम जय श्रील प्रभुपाद श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की जय श्री श्री गुरुदेव की जय माता जी आपने हमें एक डुबकी लगाई कि हमारे जो गुरु महाराज है वेदांत सच जय पताका महाराज एच राधानाथ महाराज एच इंद्रधानु महाराज सब मतलब एच निरंजन महाराज जो महाराज है वो कितनी हार्डशिप से पसार हुए। ये मटेरियल बॉडी हमें तो थोड़ा तकलीफ देती है तो हम ध्रुज जाते हैं, मतलब हिम्मत हार जाते हैं, पर ये लोग तो और कृष्ण कथा करे। आई हैव सीन जय पताका महाराज इन भक्ति वेदांत हॉस्पिटल गेट्स सिंसियर सेवा बाय मर्सी ऑफ श्रील प्रभुपाद दैट वो बोल नहीं पाते थे, वो क्या बोल रहे हैं वो किसी को समझ नहीं आता था, पर कृष्णास मर्सी वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड एंड वी कैन एक्सप्लेन टू अदर वैष्णव। सो माता जी इतना हृदय को छू गया कि हमारा जपा बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए। ये लास्ट वर्थ है, वी हैव टू डू जपा अटेंटिवली। पर वो जपा भक्ति संघा के ऑल टीचर्स जो हमें रोज श्री भागवतम श्री चैतन्य भागवतम और सब महाराज की आज तो ऐसा मैं प्लांटेशन श्री राधा गोपीनाथ का गार्डन में सब प्लांटेशन करते करते माता जी इतना हृदय को छू गया कि बस कुछ भी हो जाए 5 से ऊपर नहीं होना चाहिए। मॉर्निंग 5 o'clock आई हैव टू स्टार्ट माई जपा। कोई एक्सक्यूज नहीं कि रात को लेट सोए, ये वो कुछ नहीं चाहिए माता जी। कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम टू योर सिंसियर सेवा। श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, गोपीनाथ की जय। प्लीज कम रेगुलरली एंड गिव योर एसोसिएशन। हृदय से आप सुनाते हो माता जी सब महाराज की कथा, और हृदय से आपने आज श्री चैतन्य भागवत भी सुनाया। कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। ये गुरुदेव की मर्सी है। और जब हमारा जपा होता है ना, तो हम जो वाणी बोलते हैं वो सामने हमारे वैष्णव को असर होती है। आपने बताया कि कई लोग जपा करते हैं, सिंगिंग करते हैं, एंड देन श्री भागवतम बहुत अच्छी तरह एक्सप्लेन करते हैं, वो टच नहीं होता है बिकॉज द जपा जो मेन रूट्स होता है, हम पानी डालते हैं रूट्स में, तो वो जो मजबूत होएगा ना माता जी, pillar is strong, then only the building going to strong, Mataji. The plants are going to strong. Hari Hari Gauranga, Koti Koti Danvat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Something that I want to aspire from Vrinda Gopika Mataji is her humility. I pray that I become so sincere like her. How old and how many years of experience she has in Krishna consciousness. But every time she makes you feel you're high, but actually not. She's top there, somewhere there, and I'm really low. That's what I've understood. Thank you, Mataji, for making us humble and feel humble. Every time I talk to you, I feel so humbled by your humility and
और
your
गुरु श्री
character.
प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव श्री राधा गोपीनाथ माता जी, आप
Hare
बहुत
Krishna.
हृदय से कृष्ण कथा सुनाते हो। प्लीज कम एवरी वीक। मुझे पता है कि आपकी जॉब है, इट इज डिफिकल्ट, एंड आप अपने दोनों बच्चे को कितने दूर तक वैष्णव सॉन्ग सीखने लेके जाते हो। कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम टू योर सिंसियर सेवा। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद।
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Radhika Mataji. Mataji, there are no more raised hands.
Sure.
With permission, shall we end, Mataji?
Sure, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Radhika Kasturi Mataji, for coming and giving us a beautiful, beautiful class. Really grateful to you. I will offer our obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha.
Tubhyascha kripasindubhye eva cha patitanam
Nam
pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
Namo
नमो। चैतन्य भागवत की जय, श्रीला वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, हर ग्रेस राधिका कस्तूरी माता जी
All
की।
glories to assembled devotees. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Radhika
Thank
Ji।
you.
कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम। जय
Hare
श्रील
Krishna.
प्रभुपाद।